We just got done with a nice gym session. So we're gonna go back home and get our post-workout meal. But before that, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind the past couple of days. I just haven't had the time to record this video. I made a story about it on my Instagram, but hopefully this mic is working. So we're gonna just take a little drive to the house, but I want to talk about procrastination. There's no structure to this video at all. I'm kind of just winging it as the thoughts come to my mind. So bear with me on this. I need to practice more on these raw talks, but I want I want to see how I can explain this the best way possible. Before I hit a car right now. But I've seen people message me, or I've seen talking with people who have also goals, but they say that they procrastinate, right? The reason why they can't do the work is because they're a procrastinator. But that kind of makes no sense because that's a symptom of something else underneath. And I believe our mind is the most powerful asset in the world, in my opinion. Our mind is the most powerful asset, and we could use it to our greater advantage, or we could use it to our diminishing disadvantage, right? And so you don't just procrastinate just to procrastinate. You procrastinate because there is a reason underneath. Procrastination is just a symptom. And so what is the reason? What is the cause? And what is the I'm about to hit this bike, bro. Hold on. Damn, I'm kind of stuck here. But it's because now that I think about it, we procrastinate because if we were to see results quite well, right? We wouldn't procrastinate. We would keep doing those things. But most of the time when we're doing something, we don't see the results as quick as we'd like, or it's not as easy as we thought. And so you could apply this to fitness, but you could also apply this to anything. There's people who've messaged me. Like there was a lady who was messaging yesterday, and she's very tired of being overweight, right? Now, I could coach her. I could, right? But it's there's much more deeper problem. I'm not going to explain it. That's going on with her that she shared with me that I don't think it's just worth even the money to coach, right? I feel like the stress tolerance the stress is going to be much more higher, and I would love to help, but so I'm just giving her advice through the DMs and trying to get her on the right direction after she's in a bad place right now. And so she was saying, I'm tired of doing this. I've been, just waiting on this for so long, and that's procrastination, right? But you don't procrastinate when things are going well. When things are going well, you want to do more of the things because the affirmation is there. You do the action, you get the outcome. You do the action, you get the outcome, right? That's the whole reason why we do instant gratification things in a world where we're just instant gratification, instant delivery, instant coffee, instant the next day shipping. We do an action, we click a button, and then boom, we get the outcome. But with fitness is like the exact opposite. The exact opposite. So we procrastinate because we take an action and we don't see the results. But that's because you lack the importance of what the action does over time, over a longer period. Not a week, not 2 weeks, not even a month, but 2, 3, 5, 6 months. Like for example, when I was losing weight, you would have most likely given up if you were in my position. I almost gave up. In the first month, I saw no results at all to what I was doing, but my pain was so much that I couldn't revert back to what I was doing before, right? So it was hard to keep going because I had no results. I had no affirmation or confirmation that what I was doing was working, but the pain was what kept me on track. And so I don't want that to be any of you guys who have to actually go through so much pain for you to change, which is going to be difficult because pain is the best lesson or best teacher, because we get that as feedback as to not do that thing, whatever caused us to have pain. So it's just going to be like a patient game, right? You procrastinate because you lack the knowledge of how important the small things are. The 10,000 steps every single day, right? 10,000 steps every single day might not make a big change tomorrow or the next day or the day after, but over a week and a month and to a year, there's different results that happen in those time increments. And so the more you do it, the exponential results, right? A week, you might not see results. A month, you might see some results. But a year of you do 10,000 steps, and you also combine that and couple it with eating less and going to the gym, all that exponential growth right there. The second to third month was it was not a linear growth. It was not linear progress. It was exponential. The third to fourth month, that's when I cut out like 8 to 10 pounds. And the last phase of my cut. And then I started to maintain. And so it's not that you procrastinate that's making you, not go to your goals. You procrastinate because you lack the knowledge of importance of the smallest things that have no significance in the present moment. I'm reading a book on this, The Slight Edge. It's a great book. I'm still reading it. I'm like halfway through it, and I'm just trying to teach it and apply it to fitness. You think that your efforts are doing nothing. That's why you're like, oh, you procrastinate because you're like, what's the point of doing this? What's the point of doing that? It's not going to make a difference tomorrow or the next day or the day after. And it's true. It's not going to make a big difference. And also the other way, it's not going to detriment your progress or ruin your progress. If you don't do 10,000 steps today, tomorrow you're probably going to feel the same. You probably won't even notice a difference. Probably won't. But over time, you're making that decision to revert back to the worst version of yourself. Over time, you don't see the little daily actions as a big deal because in the daily actions, you're looking at on a day perspective. And then tomorrow you're acting like, oh, where's the difference, right? And so it's so easy to skip on not doing the thing because tomorrow we're not going to deal with any consequences, right? I forgot what the quote was, but it's because it was something like we don't take action because, we choose. I forgot what the quote was, man. Shoot. It was in the book. It was in The Slight Edge. We tend to delay or we tend to take the instant gratification because we don't have to deal with the consequences today. I think that's what it was, like somewhere around there. We only choose instant gratification today, even though we know it's going to come with a consequence, but we don't have to deal with those consequences today. So that's why you procrastinate, because it's not that you don't know what to do. It's not that you're just lazy. It's because you don't know how important the little things are every single day when you add it up over time. Because you know that if you choose an easy route today, tomorrow you probably feel the same. You choose the pizza today, tomorrow you probably feel the same. You probably feel guilty though, that's the thing. But your body, you won't become fat, right? Other way around. If you choose the healthier option rather than the pizza, you'll probably not see a difference at all either. Maybe you'll feel better mentally, probably maybe physically you'll see like a speck of change, but it's almost impossible to notice. But over the time period of a month, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, right? You're looking at it on a day-to-day basis. Focus on the actions day-to-day, but don't base off results off the day-to-day. Base it off like, okay, I'm going to do this for another week, and I should see the results within like a month from now, because everything's delayed, right? You choosing the healthier option today, or you choosing to do the assignment today, you choosing to post today, is not going to give you an immediate result tomorrow unless it goes viral. But it doesn't give you an immediate result. But over time, just think of the result as just, okay, everything I do today is going to show 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 6 months from now. Imagine where you'll be, right? So don't base off results, just, okay, take an action, outcome. Take an action, outcome. No, because you're not going to see an outcome immediately. You take an action, and then you keep taking an action, and that whole week of consistency, that the results of that hard work you put in that week are going to show 3 weeks down the line, 4 weeks down the line, depending on what you're talking about. So that's just my take on this. It's going to be quite short, if I'm being honest, because 10 minutes, it's not even that short. But you get the point, right? So just take the actions, and you don't get discouraged for not seeing results, right? And that your mind's going to tell you, oh, this must not be working because I don't see results immediately. And so your mind's going to sell you on not doing the thing, which is why you procrastinate, because your mind doesn't know how important yet the small actions are on the daily basis compared to when you couple it with like a month, 2 months, 3 months of consistency, right? So that's all I got for today. I don't want to take up too long. I was gonna drive home and talk all the way down there, but I don't want to extend this video too long if it's unnecessary. So I'm just trying to get better at this talking videos so that I can make sure I elaborate and articulate my words properly as I start to make more videos. I've been inconsistent with the YouTube for a little bit because I've been just focusing on short form, but that's no excuse. I'm gonna keep showing up, and I hope anyone who finds these videos finds it helpful, even if they don't get a lot of views. I know my last video got like 3 views, 4 views, which is fine. It was just me at Burger King, just talking about my thoughts at work about becoming hated on. So if you want to check that out, it'll be probably before this video. So I'll see you in the next video.